for funsies, I made it up. Lol. Pull the second Apothecarian game. Who's that? breaker and item. Legendary item. Yay. Trying to make them stare into the abyss while talking to Delta. This Delta's returned, guys! It's happened. And he's giving explanations for what happened. So I'm happy about that. He's finally returned to the game. Helping my good old Mortu out. Trying to give him some levels. I might, you know, make a rank 6 Mortu. But again, making a rank 6 Mortu, as you can clearly see, is going to be hard. Because I've got to buff all of my champions. Because, yeah, that's going to be a problem. Fiery Rage passive is very scary. So it's very scary. Alright. Yep. The shard event. Let's see here. What do we got? All right. Let's upgrade some gear, shall we?
Yo, what's up?
Hello, hello. Long time.
Good to hear from you, old friend.
Yeah, I'm currently trying to upgrade a piece of armor. I'm going to stop trying to upgrade it because it's eating my silver alive. But I was doing that to try to burn up the clan boss. I've been working very hard on this account. It's been going a lot better than League has. League has been not nice to me. I've been getting a lot of bad teammates, etc. This game, though, I've made some decent progress. Like, I've gotten, after a lot of grinding, my triumph on this account has finally been created. I got my first ever rank 6 point. Rank I haven't gotten to 60 yet. He's currently level 48. But, yeah, he's decent.
That's good. I'm trying to wait till hopefully I can get another divine, I'm hoping that I get a divine, another divine speed. I need the helmet for divine speed, and then I'll have 2 sets of divine speed. And I'll have 2 sets of divine life, or 1 set of divine life. I'm gonna put down my war priest.
I have a question about divine speed. Is, divine speed good on a, apothecary?
I don't know what the apothecary is.
Apothecary is a support champion that I consider vastly superior to War Priest that I have recently.
What's your faction?
He's a high elf support champion, and he's nuts. I use him for Fire Knight. I use him for almost all content. I don't really...
Which tier?
What?
I see apothecary. I see him now. I have apothecary. Okay, so let's see here.
The reason I use him over War Priest is that his heal's bigger, and he has a speed buff, and he also has a triple hit. All of these are really strong. Like, I have a little Warp 40 Warpers. I use her as an auxiliary
I see that
healer
now.
in certain content, such as Clan Boss, but most of the time, Apothecary is my... Ooh, I got the HP burn. I got it, I'm on it. He's burning now. I got the termite to burn. Clan Boss is burning.
I already went through the clan books already for today.
Yeah, I'm doing some Clan Boss as well. I've got him on fire.
Yeah, I see you were doing that. You've been doing a lot of it recently, and I'm like, I can't even compare the amount of damage you're doing that.
Well, okay,
Go to the
I'm gonna
normal
tell
one, we're
you
just
some
destroying
secrets.
Oh.
I'm gonna tell you some secrets of what I've been doing to do this boss really well. So, on both of my accounts, both the Garleson and this account, I have the Kale that I've leveled up to some extent. One's level 50, this one's level 6, and almost level 50. Kale is a absolute monster at this boss because he puts 2 kinds of poison on. And also I go for survivability with the poison. Like, I go, like a Reliquary Tender for this account, and a healer, and I also go like Burgess. Like, you want to find a specific tank and stick him in the front. Because the Termite, or the Clan Boss, as I like to call him, the Termite. The Clan Boss will try to strike you in the front. So you're going to want to have some kind of tank, and you're going to want to level him. Leveling is a major problem. Even you want to level a tank, put him in the front, so that the Termite, the Clan Boss, focuses that tank. And then you want to put the Poisoners on the outside.
I have that.
Or the HP burn. Now, Sophia Flame Tongue is a rare champion. Very rare. But she is one of the biggest boons in this account because Sophia Flame Tongue brings a buff that you really want to keep your eyes peeled for. You want to keep your eyes peeled for a buff called HP Burn. Anything that does HP Burn. It doesn't matter if it's a tank or whatever it is. HP Burn does 75,000 damage a tick. So if you have an HP Burn champ, you're going to want to level the hell out of him. Or her, and put her on this boss, because if he can land that HP burn at all, it's absolutely game-changing on this boss. It's like the best thing you can throw.
It's like a bulwark.
Bulwark? Bulwark? Does he do HP burn? If he does,
HP burn.
Well then put him in accuracy and try him on the boss. And if he can land it, I guarantee you will see some amazing stuff. But he's got to land it. That's the thing.
Yeah. You gotta land it, but it's like, let me go find him. He's in the dwarf faction.
Yeah, you wanna go for accuracy here. Because you're gonna want to like guarantee that you're poison, you're weak. Because he is more about like a lot, like there is a substitute, but it's not as good. If you get a
75%, yeah, it's a 75%.
If you get a like,
that's his.
Okay, I'll explain. So, if you get a Gallic or an Elhain and you stick like 800 gems worth of like, if you fill up their mastery tree with like either Minotaur or the gem enhancement, you can get War Master procs, and that's a partial substitute for poison, but it still won't poison HP burn, but it is nowhere, it's still not as good, because you get like 70k, but then you don't get the 75k or something per tick, you don't get the 20k over like a bunch of poison. Like, see how all that poison falling off him as I'm like burning him, like I'm poisoning him? That right there is more damage than one War Master pack. So that's kind of a big thing. Now there is something else I want to mention. If you have a champion with an unkillable buff or a block damage buff, it is absolutely massive for this boss, because what ends up happening, and also a reviver. Yes.
You're gonna love this. The new champion that just came out, 100, does weaken
Yeah,
Literally,
Hermdig is
he has
amazing.
both.
The problem with Hermdig, and I'm still trying to solve this, which I'll have to go grind some campaign to do this, and some other things like Fire Knight, because I need the champions for the fusion if I want to get him. I have to get the epics, because, yeah, his fusions are a little complicated. But yeah, if you can do that, yeah, Hermdig I think would be a god at this point. Because HP burn weaken is like god tier for this boss. The only thing that's more god tier is something to keep the chance alive with that burn. Well, I kind of misplayed this fight a little bit, but I still got 2.4 mil. It's not terrible, but Sathia didn't do as much as she usually does. Yeah, your team comp lacks poison. That's your issue. You need to find a.
Well, I mean, I don't have as much of luck.
Yeah, well, one thing I do also recommend is you try to like look for like Drexstar frags or whatever. Look for ways to slowly forge yourself something with HP burn or poison. Because I guarantee you that if you get HP burn or poison, you will skyrocket in that faction. Like that
Yeah. I don't have HP burn nor poison yet because I haven't been able to get that lucky to get any of those things. Any of those champions that would have that shit yet. Been able to get it yet. So the only champion on Delta that can do the HP burn is Jotun.
is what? What did you say?
And
Jotun?
the only champion that can do it is Jotun.
Well, Jotun will be able to do it. You just need to get him to the right. Like check his armor and stuff. What level or rank is he at?
Let me go pull up my phone here real quick. Let me grab my phone.
Because
Grab it. There we go.
Jotun would be, since he does HP burn, he would be game changing for all of your boss fights.
He does HP burn.
Well, then he's game
burn.
changing right there. Because you see, HP burn is one of the strongest stats in the game, period. There is almost no stat in the game that's better to do.
The dumb shit. It's rare for him to even hit it. Like get the HP burn proc
Well, then
off
dress him up
from
in
the boss.
accuracy. If he's having problems with that,
tried.
just dress him in like full accuracy or something. Like accuracy with like defense as a substat. Like you want to go to your like fitting room and look for, or like grind for accuracy gear with like defense as a substat. Because you're gonna want that.
Yeah.
Because without that, I don't see how you're gonna climb up the clan boss.
Oh my god, he fucking got it. Oh my god, he just got the freaking HP burn first hit.
Yeah,
oh, that is so
HP
good.
HP burn is basically the best debuff in the game. That's why Jotun is so coveted by most players, is because he is able to. He's one of the few champions in the game who can land basically the best debuff in the game. Like that's also why I lost it when I got Sathia Flametongue, because she is able to land that HP burn really easily, and that's what makes her like my MVP and clan boss only to KO, because she is so good at landing that burn that does 75 a tick. Like, she is a godsend boon for that kind of thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't understand what you mean.
But I'm glad you're back. The biggest thing is that I finally see that you've returned, because I was concerned.
I was just taking a break with Raid and going into League for a bit because I got the new Mordekaiser skin, so I wanted to play around with it, you know.
Yeah,
But
well, I
then,
didn't see you in League either for a while. I don't know what happened there.
I've mostly been up whenever you're not around. I don't know why. Like, every time I'm on, you're not on, so it's like, oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Why? Like, you've been...
Well, lately
good.
League has been playing bad for, like, here's the thing. Every time I log on to League, this is really funny. Every time I log on to League, it usually ends up going bad for me, and I end up, like, leaving because I'm so discouraged. It's like, I'm just looking at, like, these, like, matches that are, like, practically impossible to win, and I'm like, nice.
Yeah, and I'm just honestly, like, damn, Jotun's doing so much damage! Damn! Just the HP and burn alone did, like, 78,000 damage.
Oh yeah, no, he does a lot. Like, all you need to do, and I know this is gonna sound stupid, all you want to do is you want to focus on getting him to rank 5 or 6 and getting his armor up, and you will climb so fast through that boss, it's unreal. Well, with a caveat.
I plan on putting the immortal gear on. I plan on putting immortal gear on him soon.
Well,
when I get immortal gear, I'll plan on putting it on him.
I recommend looking for pieces with accuracy substat. Because you're gonna
That's what I'm
want
gonna be
the
looking for, because
accuracy.
you want that to hit.
You're gonna want the accuracy because without the accuracy substat, you will generally get hurt. Because what happens is that without accuracy, I need to warn you, your HP burn may not land. Like, sometimes in the later stages of that fight, having HP burn land is critical. Like, critical. If you don't... Like, if you
He's hitting every single one. What the fuck?
Yeah, like, if you miss the burn, it can hurt you really bad in that fight. So that's why I say, make sure you can land like get accuracy or something with accuracy substats, so that, because what I've learned in this game, it took me a long time to learn it, is that one of the most important stats you can have in a lot of team comps is accuracy.
Yeah.
Like, if
part I do know about.
Because the reason is because a lot of the best champions in this game have to land buffs or debuffs. And in order to land the buffs or debuffs, you need that accuracy.
Accuracy for it, yeah.
The Dwarf faction, the sad part about the Dwarf faction is that it's the faction I've done the least of in this game.
Also, the thing is that they have a high defense, but they have a low as fuck accuracy. You have to remember that. Like, I've been noticing all their base accuracy is low as fuck. Or as in, the defense factor is so fucking high for dwarves, but for the accuracy at base is like so fucking low. It's like they're basically blind as fucking bats from how bad it is. It's like the luck chance they fucking hit anything. Basically. So it's like I don't know what to really say much other than that. Like it's a pain in the ass, but I mean, you know. So it's good. Winning these games not much of a pain in the ass. I mean, it's an MMORPG.
Yeah, like, the thing that's the most pain in the ass about this game for me is like if I want to like, you know, keep myself up to date, but at the same time when I'm like, and I really want to like upgrade my champs because I have to upgrade them to like get further in arena. Like, okay, my biggest goal in this game, I know it's gonna sound really stupid and it's been like tormenting me this whole time, is Arbiter, because getting Arbiter is, I don't even know how to explain how awful it is. It's like, okay, I'll tell you the latest requirement, and this one sounds simple, but is awful. I have to get a tier 4 arena mastery. Let me ask, why is this so ridiculously hard to do? Well, I'll tell you. So, the tier 4 arena mastery means that you need 150 silver medals or 300 bronze medals in order to, do it. Like, you need a lot of medals to get to. And like in arena, it's like, I'm going to arena, it's like, what do we have here? Rank 6 Bad Elkazar with a cardio and a, like, they'll have like the most overpowered, stupid comp that you can like possibly imagine. And they're like, oh, if you beat all of these really overpowered full legendary gear armor with like an arbiter in it, if you beat all of that, then and only then we will give you the thing. And it's like, wow, do I really have to do this to get arbiter?
Yeah, for Doom Tower, I just mainly want to try and get the I want to try and get like, I think it is Virgo. Hold on, let me find it. It's in here.
I have lost this tag team arena battle soundly, because this guy's got their stuff so stacked to the ceiling. It's like, what the hell? Like, it doesn't even look stacked.
Actually, it would be a core
when you actually fight it, you're like, I have no hope. They actually stacked.
This would be really good for the clan boss. Here's the thing. Like, listen to me here. Okay. Here's the reason why I'm saying Uros would be extremely a fundamental route for a team. Is because of this, and this one reason alone. He's good for the poison team because he's HP, he's a tank class, and because of his passive. I think we've talked about it a little bit before, but when he is attacked, that means even the boss will get hit with it. I actually viewed a video about Uros against Termite, and this guy went ahead and took Termite, took the hardcore Termite against Uros, and Uros alone, and he did so much fucking damage because the passive works on Termite. Now the thing is that this guy had maxed stats of everything. Like, everything was the max level. Every single ability or his skills were all max level. But max level Uros does so much fucking damage to the Ultra Nightmare Termite. Now here's the thing, because of his passive. When attacked, has a 50% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff on the attacker for 2 turns. And it doesn't count on his accuracy to hit it. Whenever an ally is attacked while under a strengthened debuff, has a 50% chance of placing a provoke debuff on the attacker for 1 turn. Increase this champion's max HP by 5% whenever an enemy receives damage from poison debuff placed by this champion. Whenever the enemy receives damage from the poison debuff placed by this champion, also decreases their max HP by 5%. Cannot decrease a single champion's max HP by more than 25% in one battle. Will not decrease boss's max HP. Cannot increase this champion's max HP by more than 50%. But even though it may not decrease the max HP for the bosses, it still does a detrimental amount of damage in a poison team. Because then, his first ability, one enemy places a shield buff on this champion equal to 10% of this champion's max HP. Now this is base level 1 damage, not level 5. Level 1 damage, 10% of this champion's max HP for 2 turns. The shield's value increases by 1% for each poison debuff on the target. The slams, when Termite does those slams in the ground, that does the big wave of slams, I don't know what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
those actually can be stacked on top of each other if it hits Uros. Defeated Eruption attacks all enemies, Termite as well, has a 75% chance of decreasing the turn meters by 50% of enemies, and under 1 or more poison debuffs. Also, a 75% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns on the enemies with under 2 or more poison debuffs has a 35% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn on enemies under 3 or more poison debuffs, and it all goes off from his max HP.
Now,
His last ability gives ally protect and strength.
Champion. So I've heard through the grapevine, but I might be mistaken, that Urost, the Soul Cage, I'm assuming is who you refer to, he's only available from fragment
Tower.
So I think the fragments are in
Doom
Tower. So where exactly do I have to go in Doom Tower to try to save up the fragments?
Quite a levels up. I don't know how many levels up you get, to which tier you need to get to, but I know it's quite a ways to get to his fragments and get a lot of his fragments.
Yes, I'm a bit, okay, I know it's gonna sound dumb, but I've run into another snag. Now this is gonna sound really bizarre, but the reason that I can't defeat the new Nether Spider on this rotation on my first account isn't because I can't get there. It's because what happens is, unlike the last Nether Spider, the affinity is no longer spirit affinity. It's magic affinity, which makes it so that Elhain can't just shoot and lifesteal her way out of the spiderlings. I have to actually find a way to either somehow have Elhain get around the affinity, or else have 2 cleansers, cleansing champions. I have some cleanser champions, but I did not develop them to try to make sure that the poison doesn't keep my team alive. Because that's my biggest objective, my biggest obstacle currently to getting further. Now there was a different obstacle I had earlier, and because Sorak the Frost Spider was there, and I didn't have a HP burn champion that I could make survive all the way to the top. So that was the problem I had with getting further into Doom Tower. Because most of the time, what ends up happening is I'll beat most of the bosses, and then there will be one boss. And there's a specific strategy where I don't have a teammate or I won't have a coping strategy that works versus that champion. So that's kind of why I haven't ever acted.
I see.
But yeah, at least I beat Fire Knight 8 again.
Yeah,
and
that's
I got
good.
my 75,000
Right now I'm going after the store.
gold reward for the first reward of Fire Knight. The Fire Knight reward's kind of hard to access. You have to fight not only up to stage 8 or better of Fire Knight, you also have to what else do you have to do? Okay, so I have to get her to rank.
I want to say Uros is probably a higher tier, a really, really high tier, probably. So you probably would have to pass the spider in order to get him.
Yeah. And the only way to do that is I'm gonna go with my other account and close this episode off because I already beat a Fire Knight and it's already been quite a long recording, at least for this account. But yeah, I'm so glad that you're back though.